Have you ever looked at the majestic pyramids or the enigmatic face of the Sphinx and wondered, who were the ancient Egyptians, really? What secrets did they carry to their gilded tombs? For centuries, we've relied on hieroglyphs and artifacts to piece together their story. But what if the most intimate chapter of their history wasn't written on papyrus, but was encoded within their very bones? Today, we're unlocking the tombs of the pharaohs in a way you've never seen before. We're diving deep into the world of paleogenetics to unravel the secret genetic code hidden in ancient Egyptian mummies. For the longest time, extracting usable DNA from Egyptian mummies was considered almost impossible. The hot, arid climate of Egypt, which is perfect for preserving the physical body, is absolutely brutal for preserving delicate DNA molecules. Add to that the invasive chemicals used in the mummification process, and scientists faced a genetic brick wall. Early attempts were often contaminated with modern DNA from archaeologists and lab technicians, leading to confusing and unreliable results. It seemed the genetic secrets of the pharaohs were lost to the sands of time. But then, everything changed. In 2017, a groundbreaking study led by scientists from the Max Planck Institute and the University of Tübingen in Germany achieved the impossible. They successfully sequenced the genomes of 90 mummies from a site called Abu Sir el-Malek, located about 100 kilometers south of modern-day Cairo. These mummies weren't pharaohs, but ordinary people who lived over a vast 300-year period, spanning from the New Kingdom all the way to the Roman era. This wasn't just a single snapshot in time. It was like a genetic feature film of Egyptian history. So what did they find? Prepare to have your assumptions challenged. One of the biggest debates in Egyptology has always been about the ancestry of the ancient Egyptians. Were they more closely related to sub-Saharan Africans or to people from the Near East? The answer from the Abu Sir el-Malek mummies was surprisingly clear. These ancient individuals shared the most genetic ancestry with ancient populations from the Levant. That's the area of the modern-day Middle East, including places like Lebanon, Israel, and Jordan. They were also closely related to ancient farmers from Anatolia, which is modern-day Turkey, and early European farmers. This finding suggests a significant genetic link to the Near East, which makes a lot of sense when you think about it. Egypt has always been a crossroads of continents, a melting pot of cultures and trade. The genetic data beautifully reflects this history of interaction and migration. But here's where it gets even more fascinating. The researchers compared the ancient DNA to that of modern Egyptians. They discovered that modern Egyptians actually have a significantly higher proportion of sub-Saharan African ancestry than their ancient counterparts. So, what does this shift tell us? The study suggests that the increased gene flow from sub-Saharan Africa into Egypt happened mostly within the last 100 years. This timeline points to major historical events, particularly the intensification of the trans-Saharan slave trade, which brought millions of people from Central and Western Africa northwards. It also coincides with increased long-distance trade and movement along the Nile River. This shows that the genetic landscape of Egypt wasn't static. It has been dynamic and constantly evolving, shaped by trade, conquest, and the movement of people. Now you might be thinking, what about the famous pharaohs? What about Tutankhamun? Well, that's where the story gets a bit more complex. While the Abu Sir el-Malek study gave us a fantastic look at the general population, getting clean DNA from royal mummies is even harder. However, a famous 2010 study did analyze the DNA of King Tut and his family. The results suggested that his parents were actually brother and sister, a practice not uncommon among royalty to keep the bloodline pure. This inbreeding likely contributed to the many health issues he faced, like a clubfoot and bone disease. Genetically, this study also placed him within a haplogroup common in the Near East and Europe today. However, it's crucial to note that this study has faced some criticism for its methods, and the science is still being debated. The quest for undisputed royal DNA continues. What's really incredible about this field of paleogenetics is that it's just getting started. Imagine what we could learn as technology improves. We could potentially map out the family trees of entire dynasties, confirm the identities of mysterious mummies, and understand the prevalence of ancient diseases. We could track the genetic impact of major events like the Persian, Greek, and Roman conquests with pinpoint accuracy. Did Alexander the Great's armies leave a lasting genetic footprint? Did the Roman legions mix with the local population? These are questions that DNA might finally be able to answer. Each mummy is essentially a biological time capsule. By studying their DNA, we're not just looking at a list of genes. We are resurrecting individual stories that were thought to be lost forever. We're learning about their health, their appearance, and their connections to the wider world. It adds a deeply personal and human layer to the grand monuments and golden treasures we so often associate with ancient Egypt. The people who built this incredible civilization are speaking to us again, not through hieroglyphs, but through the very essence of their being. The secret code is being cracked, one mummy at a time, revealing a story more intricate and interconnected than we ever imagined. Thank you so much for joining me on this incredible genetic journey back in time. It's truly amazing how science can unlock secrets that have been sealed for millennia. If you found this as fascinating as I did, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more deep dives into the mysteries of the past. Let me know in the comments what ancient mystery you'd like us to explore next. Until then, stay curious.